Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Noble Hospital, a brand new name for a Westfield institution which is improving the health of our community every day with quality and compassion. Noble Hospital and Bay State Health, better together. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
All right, this one is for all the mommies out there. This is what we're really saying when we're crying. Please put some butt paste on my button. Butt paste on my button. Smear it on my button for the fire down below. Oh, butt paste on my button. Butt paste on my button. Need it on my button because it cools and quells me so.
907 WSKB, brought to you by Butt Paste. You having an infant recently, I'm sure you can relate to that.
If only that was all they were saying.
Yeah.
It'd be so easy. It's so easy.
So let's make this official, Pete.
Book 'em, Dano.
Here's Dan Paquette, Westfield Athenaeum's Executive Director. Book 'em, Dano.
89.5 WSKB.
Sorry, I released Bob on you there for a bit.
Hey, it was great talk, I thought.
And
Pete
and
everybody else.
It's been a while since Bob was able to stick around for you.
That was nice.
That was the original plan a few years ago.
Yeah.
You know, Bob didn't have any more openings, so we stuck Dan on the den.
Yeah, stuck him.
And Bob was supposed to hang
I
around.
think you enjoyed the day.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
and Bob was supposed to hang around because I didn't know anything about talking books for the library. I've learned over the past 2 years now.
You didn't know your books from your butt paste? Is that?
No, I think I could tell the difference between those two.
I think some of our patrons rub them both. Never mind. No, go.
Get it. Give it to him. Thank you.
Have there been any strange things that you've actually found inside books?
Money's a frequent one. Sock. I found a sock once.
People use money as a bookmark?
Yeah.
Folded?
Folded or just flat out in there.
Oh, wow.
Usually sticking out just a little bit. Sometimes people are using like 20s, and you're like, you got just an extra 20 hanging around to use as a bookmark? What the?
I like my cigars with 20s. Come on.
But
I'm kidding. I don't do that. I use hundreds. Come on, you got to do it right.
Honeys. I know other people have found more crazy things, but I've not personally found really ridiculous things like bacon. I know someone else who's found bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Bacon. That's usually fried up and usually used better for consumption than as a bookmark. But
like this weekend. Yes, exactly.
Hey, Pete, why don't you Google things left in a library, or things found in a library book, or things found in a library?
There's a lot of interesting
like
ones if you look that up.
And while he's going through that, I'll kind of preview what we'll be doing for the next half hour or so, because in the last quarter of the show, I do want to go over everything going on at the library.
Can't get enough.
I'm never going to be able to get rid of that. But I do have the New York Times bestseller list here, and I have fiction and nonfiction. Mm-hmm. So it was such a blast last time you were here. Seeing if you actually had some of the worst books ever, best books ever, actually at your library.
Yep.
So we're going to do that again.
All right.
And I'm wondering how Pete is doing on that search.
Somebody found a tin can lid with $100 in 20s.
Ooh, wow. 5 of them. Like, were they spread out throughout the book or in one location?
Love letters.
Oh yeah, you found notes of all kinds.
Oh yeah, I've read notes. Yep.
Yeah.
And that was pretty graphic.
Mine have not been that graphic. They're usually shopping lists or something like that.
The dog ate your homework. The dog ate your book, and it was returned.
Yeah.
That damaged books is frequent.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What kind of damage outside of dogs?
Usually dogs are water damage.
Oh, okay.
People drop it in a puddle or don't notice they
Drop
had it
in
in
a
their bag
toilet.
and their water bottle spilled or something like that. Yeah. People who have claimed to be reading it in the bath and dropped it. And
Yep.
A famous musician wrote a letter to a family about teaching her how to play music because a librarian did some research on it. They must have framed it.
Wow.
Let's see. Book look old pages are spaced apart. The hair was taped to multiple pages throughout the book.
Hair was taped.
Yes.
I don't even know what to say about that.
Now, what kind of hair? A, human, or B, animal? And from where?
That's enough.
From where on the body?
Unmentionables, including condoms, wrapped and unwrapped
Underwear.
tampons, and other nasty things.
Yeah, underwear. I know people have found underwear too.
Really?
Yeah.
Underwear in a book?
Yeah. Yep.
And some people found like a snowflake design.
Oh, that was nice.
Don't say we got the same dad. Yes or no? Different bookmarks. This is a Tumblr
Like
account.
homemade bookmarks there.
Dear Diary, she has a problem. This is in a library book.
They wrote it in this.
Oh no!
They wrote it on the end papers. I'm just gonna.
From a doll's house. That was in a doll's house.
That was in it. Wow.
More. Apparently.
I mean, it's fun. Sometimes you'll get a book from another library and it'll be signed by the author or something. They'll have a little note in it, and so that's cool.
So it's not completely uncommon to just open up a book and say, "Oh, wow, look at this."
Yeah. I mean, we don't prefer that the patrons write their notes in it. You'll see that a lot of times when people put things like, especially with a nonfiction, type of title where they'll be making notes in the margins.
Right.
We frown upon that still because other people don't want your notes.
So no putting my grocery shopping list on any of the pages.
Right. Exactly. But like we have an Edward Taylor Bible that he marked up the Bible, and so it's his notes going throughout the Bible in our archives. And that we prefer.
Okay,
that's his own copy.
That's kind of
and
cool.
we got it.
That was an author signed it and donated to the library.
Yes.
And then the patron found that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like a nice, fun little surprise when you get the book and you're like, hey, the author signed this book. That's cool.
So when books are returned, do you actually,
yeah, we try
through
to
the
flip
pages
through them, see if
and-
there's things, like we'll sort of turn it up, make sure nothing falls out.
Kind of like a
and
hotel
then-
room. You want to clean
yeah.
it for the next guest.
And make sure that, there's no damage, no ripped pages, no notes in the margins or anything like that. So
In the paper the other day, I saw an article. A person, actually, I remember the name. The name was Brian, not the same Brian that we have in our audience, but I remember from the article, the name was Brian. And in 1968, he took it was a People or a Rolling Stone magazine from the library, and he's had it since 1968. And the Beatles were on the cover of it.
oh man,
So he recently returned it to the library, saying sorry, with $100 because $100 was the cap
Maximum fine?
on
that's a big cap.
yeah. So he paid the $100, and the magazine ultimately collector's value is $50, but because it was returned from 1968, they're going to be framing it.
Right. Yeah,
I would.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean that's cool.
Yeah,
And-
all things to go. Well, A from '68, B the Beatles are on it.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Exactly. Yeah. The value of it just being there and showing having the story behind it is much better than just trying to sell it outright.
Yeah, or putting it back into circulation.
Well, I mean, like at most places, you can't have all your back issues of your libraries, of your magazine. So you're going to have maybe the current year plus the last year or something like that, and you're going to get rid of the older.
What
editions.
happens to the old magazines?
It varies. A lot of times it's just recycled. Magazines don't have a lot of resale value, because the majority of them aren't, aren't a Beatles cover of 1968. So it's most of the time it's just recycling.
I'm thinking about content that I could use on the show.
Well, if you want them, happy to drop off truckloads of magazines.
I actually subscribe to about 8 or 9 magazines right now, and it goes from everything from Food Network to TV Guide to like Women's Day.
Yeah,
just to have a broad swath of different topics.
Have you been checking out the Overdrive collection online, which has magazines available now?
No.
Just gonna pump our services for a second.
and that always evades my mind.
Yeah,
it's the Overdrive service.
Yeah, there was about, I don't know the exact count right now because they've been adding as they get more. It's about 100 different magazine titles.
Yeah,
some of them
are they getting them now from
like Soap Operas Digest. I don't care about reading, but some of the other ones are really good titles.
Yeah, but
I got a question.
With a situation like that, I just can't rip a page out and bring it into the studio.
Well, you can bookmark it and have it right there.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are they getting digital copies from the publishers now, or is there man hours involved in scanning all
digital
these
copies?
Okay, because I was going to say, how many man hours does that take?
Yeah.
Because I know the publishers set it up all digitally, and they probably send it to the press as a PDF.
I'm sure, yeah.
So it's just as easy to send it to all these digital warehouses as a PDF form, right?
Right. I would again think so. I don't know the exact back process, but it'd be silly to reproduce it.
How many man hours it would take to do that? I mean, that'd be staggering.
Yeah, it'd be unbelievable amount of work to. Oh, the Inquirer is now available. That's new, which is why you can see a dump of a number of the recent issues of Inquirer.
That's an expensive subscription. That one,
it is.
Believe it or not. That and People Magazine. Do you have People?
People know, but okay. Well, again, at least as of my last check, People was not, but okay, and some of the other ones in that ilk of what's available.
I really need to talk to you about some of those older magazines. I sit on the throne a lot, and I need a lot of reading material. The magazine is the perfect transport mechanism for those types of words. 9:18 in the morning. I want to do a quick break, Pete, because we're really moving along here. And on the other side of this break, we're gonna go over the bestseller list.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Commercial Distributing Company of Westfield. Now in its third generation of family ownership, Commercial is one of the premier beverage distributors of Western Massachusetts. The Plasek family and the staff of Commercial Distributing wishes you good times throughout the year and urges you to drink responsibly. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Wednesday mornings start off right from 6 to 8 a.m. with Tina Gorman and Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
When everybody's gone to sleep and you've said goodnight moon, there's plenty of noise still coming from Mommy and Daddy's room.
Oh, Daddy says please, Mommy says no.
Daddy says come on, Mommy says whoa.
Daddy goes Mommy goes ow.
Daddy says I'm done, Mommy goes wow.
Daddy rolls over and falls asleep. Mommy drinks wine in the dark.
919 WSKB 89.5 FM Westfield.
This hour brought to you by consent.
I like that one, Dan.
Good job.
Maybe we're at the point where I should have a girlfriend or something, so I'm not spending my weekends searching out stuff like that.
Yes.
All right.
But I enjoy it so. All right.
The little things in life.
New York Times bestseller list. We have both fiction and nonfiction. Let's go through nonfiction because nonfiction I think is something more in line with what I might be interested in.
And so to tie in with some of these, I've also pulled up what high demand holds. So the things people in Westfield, and this is Westfield geared, are have a lot of holds for, or waiting for, are really interested in getting it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
so we'll
cool.
see if there's any repeats from those.
Okay. there's no real specific order mentioned on here, like 1 through 5 or 1 through 10.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's not. Let's see. New York Times. Yeah. Obama's up at number 2.
The Michelle one?
Yeah.
Well, that's the number 1 hold item for Westfield folks.
Really? So that is Becoming by Michelle Obama.
Yeah. So there's 344 copies in CW Mars. We have 3 copies at the library, and there's over 1,000 holds on those copies.
Over 1,000 total in the CW Mars?
In CW Mars, 19 for Westfield.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 19 people waiting.
And of the 3, are all those
checked out? Yeah, it's got to be. These have got to be print ones because it would actually be a separate line for like if there's an audio book or the large print version.
Oh,
so this
okay.
is the regular print version.
All right. And with the digital, that you don't have an endless number. You have
it's still well. On most things, it's a finite number, and it's the same thing. You get into a queue for the holds. There are a few that are like you have unlimited use until you reach this many uses, so it's a little bit different. And then if you're using a service like Hoopla, which you can get through the Boston Public Library's e-card, Hoopla is individual use, and you just choose. But you as a resident of Massachusetts can take out like up to 10 items per month. So you have to pick and choose whether it's a movie, an audiobook, or whatever.
Now, do you have to remember to return a digital book, or does it just go
automatic?
Poof?
It's automatic.
So you don't have to worry about a late fee or keeping it from anyone else accidentally.
Exactly. Yeah. It's an automatic thing, which does stink if you're not paying attention. Then today I can finish that book, but it's gone because you didn't realize the due date was yesterday.
And are you able to extend them? Or?
You can, you can renew them. There's one renewal that you can do even if there are holds waiting to try and finish up a book.
That isn't bad, but you have to remember before it goes
poof. Yeah. And you can also, with digital copies, still return them early. So if you read something, if you got Becoming and there's a lot of people waiting and you finished it in a week, but you got 21 days of a loan, you can still return it early, like a book too, to get it to that next person.
Cool. Do you have a lot of people utilizing the digital form?
Yeah. Which is interesting because, that's been growing exponentially every year, like 200% increases in how many people are reading digital, but the physical copies have been going down correspondingly. So people are still, and this is nationwide, people are still reading physical books. They're just also reading digital books, or people who weren't reading physical books are reading digital.
So overall, there's an uptick.
Uptick in reading.
Reading.
Yeah, in general.
Well, that's good for you.
Well, if you make it more convenient, too, people are more apt to do it.
Right. Well, like a lot of those people who would still prefer to read physical books, but maybe they commute on a train or something like that. So now they can also not have to carry around physical books to do that part, but they can read
on their tablet,
on the tablet or their phone or whatever.
I find it hard to read
on a phone is bad, but
it's not easy.
I was like, well, nobody actually does that.
Yeah, it's not easy.
I learn something every week that Dan is in here.
Well, then mission accomplished, I think, for me. That's what I'm here for, right?
I agree. Yeah. Who would have thunk I would learn something from a librarian?
Hopefully me. That's what
I'm so pleased you've become part of the family here in the den.
Oh, shucks. Oh. I got those warm and tinglies all over.
No. Okay, so continuing with nonfiction. The Threat by Andrew G. McCabe. I doubt there's a relationship to Michael McCabe. The Threat in nonfiction.
That's going to be a tough one because that word is going to be popular, so I might have to look him up by author. Tom Clancy came up first, so let me look up McCabe. Is it M-A-C or M-C?
M-C. M-C-C-A-B-E. And it is just The Threat.
Right.
The former deputy director of the FBI describes major events of his career and the ways the agency works to protect Americans.
Now that you say that, I know that book. I forgot that was the title of it, so I'm almost certain we're going to have it. If it can come up here, though it's not coming up. Again, it's tough when it's general words. What was his first name?
Andrew.
Let's get a little more specific here, because again, McCabe's a popular last name. So,
Andrew McCabe, The Threat.
It didn't come up, so now that we have it.
All right. Moving on then. because I'm not gonna dwell on that one.
Yeah.
And I know it's killing you because
It is.
Andrew McCabe, isn't he like former FBI, like
the former deputy director of the FBI?
Okay,
Yeah.
Just wondering, February 19th. I would think by February 19th we would have had a catalog. Maybe it's in our tech services department still, because there's no way I can believe that we don't have that book or it isn't on order. So it's probably in tech services. So
all right. Well, let's find out about this one.
Okay.
Educated.
Yes.
By Tara Westover.
I know that one. We have it. It's also on our high list holds. Not quite as high as Becoming, but it's 4th on the list of most popular things on hold at.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's been on there for a while. I know that book came out. Does it say here on the screen? It doesn't say on this screen, but it's probably been out for a while now, at least 6 months, and it's been popular since then.
The daughter of survivalists who was kept out of school educates herself enough to leave home for university.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty good story.
Mm-hmm. It's funny how the Andrew McCabe one I mentioned, you can't find it anywhere.
Well, I've seen that on the list. It actually just came up, but I know we have it.
Educated, and you're not even done typing, and you're like, oh yeah, I know about that one.
Yeah. I've been seeing it for a while. I'm surprised that, unless it's a different... Oh, that's the audiobook that just came out. All right, so... Yeah, it came out in December. Oh, that's the Spanish version. Just give me the original version. Geesh. So they've all got different, publication dates, and I'm just trying to find out when it came out.
Isn't this your system? Come on. All right. Well, anyway, another one.
Yeah.
On the top 10 list, bestseller list. Spearhead by Adam Makos. Spearhead, an American tank gunner, faces enemies in Cologne, Germany during World War II. Spearhead, all one word.
Coming up. That did not come up as available.
So, anything involved, it's funny. So that's not coming up, and the threat by McCabe isn't coming up.
Yeah.
And it's all but these government and
again,
war stuff.
I'm thinking, just because these are all really freshly printed books, so that came out on February 19th, so maybe, again, it's in our cataloging department, ready to come out.
How about this book, Grateful American?
Is that the story of Ken Stomsky?
Don't make me get my Make America Great Again hat. Grateful American. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Gary Sinise.
Gary Sinise?
Yes.
The actor?
Yes. So, Grateful American by Gary Sinise. The Oscar-nominated actor describes how he has entertained troops and helped veterans. Let's see if at least that one is in, because that'd be the third one now that's government-related, and the first two aren't showing up. I think it's a conspiracy.
C-O-N-spiracy. It did not come up. But again, that was just published a couple weeks ago, so I'm thinking these are too fresh, that these are, like some of the older ones.
How can they be at the top of the New York Times bestseller current list?
Yeah, well, so they're published.
They have to be out for a while to become a bestseller, right?
No, because typically like any
pre-sales,
and when something's hot or new, the majority of sales happen in your first couple of weeks. Just like when a movie's released, it makes $32 million in its first weekend.
So it's not like the Billboard Top 100. It takes 4 months to get up to number one.
But not for some huge name person. Like when Taylor Swift drops a new CD, it's going to be bestseller on that next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But some other ones, so it's the same in the book world. You're going to, James Patterson's going to be a number one bestseller first week because he's got that name recognition. A newer artist or a newer writer or somebody like that is going to have to work their way up to the list, get known, and have people talking about it, on the radio about what great books they should be reading.
Yeah, I was thinking more like singles there, though, not a full CD.
Yeah, right.
How about The Uninhabitable Earth by David Wallace Wells? Do you recognize either the name or the title?
No, that's a new one for me.
The Uninhabitable Earth by David Wallace Wells. How climate-related crises may cause food shortages, refugee emergencies, and other catastrophes. Oh, let this one show up, and then I know for a fact there's a conspiracy.
It did not.
Okay.
So let's see when that was again February 19th. So.
Okay. All right. So
these are all just slightly ahead of the curve, I think, for us.
All right.
Getting them out into the system.
How about Bad Blood by John Carreyrou? Carrie Rao? Bad Blood. The rise and fall of Theranos, the biotech startup that failed to deliver on its promise to make blood testing more efficient.
Oh, John Carreyrou?
Yeah, John Carreyrou.
Oh, let's see. That one may be in there. Cause
Bad Blood.
Yes, it is. Yeah, we have a copy. It's checked out. There's 72 copies in CW Mars. But that one, again, is an older one. That came out almost a year ago.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably one of those ones that had to work it up. People, get a name for it, and so then it's finally hit its traction.
All right. That does it for my list of nonfiction. It's 9:31. I want to do a quick break, Pete, and when we get back, we'll cover the fiction.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Give a Hoot Day 2019. Fellow Westfield State students and alumni, please join us for this year's Give a Hoot Day on April 10th and 11th. The Give a Hoot event plans to focus 1,839 minutes of their efforts on encouraging donor participation in support of securing the best possible future for the university as well as its current students. This year, Give a Hoot Day is putting emphasis on increasing student participation with the event. For Give a Hoot Day, donation jars will be located in both Wilson Cafe and the Dining Commons, one for each class, as a fun way to raise money for the university. When placing a donation, students will have the chance to write down their name and graduation year. The class with the most students who participated will win a cash prize for their class council. Hashtag Give a Hoot Day will be held on April 10th and 11th this year at Westfield State University. We are encouraging all students to wear their Westfield State University gear on these days to help showcase their school pride and sense of community.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Mama liked to party when you were in her belly, drinking she did some. Mama liked to party when you were in her belly, that's why you are dumb.
934 WSKB.
That's actually factually correct.
That wasn't me screwing around. That was a PSA.
Yeah.
All right? if you got a bun in the oven, don't go drinking or smoking.
It's for the best.
Yeah, you heard it here.
The science backs that up.
It's true.
Society backs that up. Go out for a walk downtown every now and then.
Right.
New York Times bestsellers, fiction. Where the Crawdads Sing.
I don't even have to look it up. I know we have that. I know it's super popular right now.
Oh, really?
We're actually going to be ordering another digital copy to help relieve some of the digital holds on it.
Now, I think I might have even heard this.
I brought it up on the show where I was talking about things to get for Christmas. I talked about that book You know,
back then.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
see, so I was listening.
See?
Yep. In a quiet town in North Carolina, North Carolina coast in 1969, a woman who survived alone in the marsh becomes a murder suspect.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Perfect timing on that. Let's put that.
I'm here for nothing if not sound effects.
Here is James Patterson, the chef.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah. He's not even typing on his computer now.
I can see. I'm willing to bet that probably has. It's probably on the list for high number of holds as well.
Caleb Rooney, a police detective and celebrity food truck chef, must clear his name of murder allegations. Wow.
9. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's farther down than I was expecting. It's probably about 15th on the high priority holds list. Shortly after Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terramouche, will you do the fandango?
Certainly will.
Okay.
Certainly will.
Let's see. Lisa Gardner, Never Tell.
Oh, that's one I don't know off the top of my head.
All right.
I know the author. So
Dee Warren and Fiora Dane investigate whether a pregnant woman shot and killed her husband.
Ooh. Come on.
Yeah, I can see how that can happen. You know, you have hormones raging through your body, and just doing all types of crazy things to you, and wouldn't you know that's a. It's
what was the author's
Smith
last
&
name
Wesson
again?
9mm sitting in that drawer.
What was the author's last name? Because this comes up with a lot of gardening and other things. Just the general words.
Lisa Gardner.
Lisa Gardner.
Yeah, Never Tell.
Never Tell.
Yeah, I've never actually aimed a firearms at anyone, but there are some people that you wonder if it might have changed your life or might have made the world better if you just went ahead and did it. That's not a suggestion to any of my listeners out there, and I know most of my 23 listeners by now, and none of them are going to commit homicide.
Right. That's a new book. It just came out, so no, it's not in the system quite yet. So
okay.
It's coming out.
Here's The Silent Patient.
Oh, that sounds really
by Alex Michaelity.
Yes, it's actually 2 books above The Chef on the high priorities hold. So
really?
We have 2 copies of that, but there's 230 holds on it. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, not just in Westfield. Six in Westfield. But,
CWS. Yeah. Okay. Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. Black Leopard, Red Wolf. Kind of like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You know Michelle Yeoh from that movie, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? Yep. She plays a captain on Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And matter, I know you don't watch it. I'm just letting everyone know they have Spock now involved with it. Captain Christopher Pike is active with it. And they had to visit Talos 4.
So they're trying to make it.
They're trying to get it aligned.
That's because Les Movies is gone.
Well, this is
that's why.
Yeah. Well,
that's why.
This supposedly is 10 years prior to Enterprise with Spock and Kirk.
Right.
So and
about the same time the NX-01 was with what's his name from
Bakula.
Yeah, Scott Bakula.
Yeah.
I forgot about Bakula in the show.
Enterprise was the name of that series, Star Trek Enterprise. But it's kind of cool. The last episode that I streamed, they actually showed footage from the cage at the beginning of the episode to kind of tie in Talos 4, because the previous episode they mentioned Talos 4, and only somebody like me is going to go, "What? Wait a minute! That's restricted under penalty of death. You can't go to Talos 4." Yeah, the Talosians were involved, and they really haven't changed much in 50 years. They look the same. All right.
Black Leopard,
Red Wolf.
We do own a copy. Surprisingly, no holds waiting for it in Westfield, so you can place your hold and get it pretty quick.
A loner named Tracker teams up with a group of unusual characters in search of a mysterious boy.
I thought I started typing in a loner named Tracker. I thought that was the name of the next book you were going to.
No, the name of the next book is An Anonymous Girl by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen, an anonymous girl. Jessica Ferris's life unravels when she signs up for Dr. Shields' psychology study.
Ooh.
An anonymous girl.
We own a copy. I'm seeing if it's on the list here. It's not. So again, probably our copy is currently checked out, but there's 142 copies in the system, so you can probably get that pretty quickly if you're interested.
And one last one on fiction before we take a quick break so we can get to events at the Athenaeum. Mission Critical by Mark Greaney.
Again, sounds familiar.
Mission Critical. The 8th book in the Gray Man series. Court gentry must track down assassins.
Ooh.
You think, Pete? None
for me.
None of this fiction stuff is really doing anything for me.
Just for me.
No? That's another new book, so it probably not in the system quite yet, but it's coming.
All right. That's how I want to end this segment here. I want to make sure we have plenty of time to talk about events at the Athenaeum. Pete, quick break, please.
One of our underwriters here at WSKB's Community Radio is Carson Center for Health and Human Services, a nonprofit organization located at 20 Broad Street in Westfield. They provided behavioral health and rehabilitation services in communities throughout Western Massachusetts since 1963. There are services for children, adolescents, adults, families, and couples. You can find them on the web at carsoncenter.org or at 413-572-4132.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Commercial Distributing Company of Westfield. Now in its third generation of family ownership, Commercial is one of the premier beverage distributors of Western Massachusetts. The Plasek family and the staff of Commercial Distributing wishes you good times throughout the year and urges you to drink responsibly.
Westfield State University is now enrolling for their College for Kids program that runs this summer from July 8th through August 2nd. Classes are available for 4 weeks for students ages 5 through 15 in topics such as digital media, science, magic, cooking, and art. To register online for the courses, visit our website at www.westfield.ma.edu/CFK. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. Ken's Den, Tuesday, 8 to 10.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
No, I don't have anything queued up because I want to get right into events at the library. What do you have for us, Stan?
Well, later we're going to continue on with our Oscar-nominated film series. So we're going to be showing A Star Is Born. A movie with... Never mind. I already said it.
Another remake.
On March 25th.
That's okay. It's not in print, so we can say it,
I think,
right?
Sure. Yeah, we're just having a nice, thorough discussion. And I also am not impressed with that song from that movie that everyone loves, but that's my personal opinion on that.
What song is that?
The one with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. It's very repetitive and not that in-depth. Shallows, I think, is the name of the song.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It was a hit for a while.
Yeah, I think it still is pretty popular. But
nothing like this one?
Not like this one. It is talking about water, and it's a month.
That's my finger drains.
Right. Did I say that's March 25th? If I didn't, I just did. It's March 25th, starting at 5:45. So come on down.
March 25th for the movie.
Yeah. Also, if you're...
Now that's downtown or downstairs for that?
In the Lang Auditorium. If you're curious what the next speaker series is, there, it just has speaker there. That is on March 20th, and that's an author, Jeanette Barrett. Yeah, she's talking about her book. They called her Reckless. So that's going to be interesting.
And this is not to be confused with the 350 speaker series.
Right.
Two different things.
Yeah.
Two different things here.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we are actually going to be hosting a number of the 350 speaker series, but they got so popular that they moved them over, the ones that we were going to have, to the First Church for
You
the
couldn't
bigger
hold all the
space.
people.
Yeah.
400 something at one of those we had.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're sad that they couldn't do it at our library, but happy that they're, being well attended and people are enjoying those.
Yeah, they're actually very successful.
Yeah.
In fact, the next one is going to be tomorrow. That's going to be held at the First Congregational Church, and it's about one-room schoolhouses here in Westfield.
Yeah.
6 o'clock, right?
And that's where Kathy is right now, at a one-room schoolhouse. No, she's at one of the schools doing
one of the schools
doing a talk, but I think it has more rooms than one.
Yeah. And by the way, yes, it is in the school system, but I happen to know a few people, and I'm getting what Kathy is doing in the schools videotaped. And once that's all done and produced, I'm going to be putting it up on the website. So even though you think it's, just for the schools, I'll never be able to see it, I'm going to be able to share it with the great Westfieldians in this community.
Are you doing sort of all, because I believe they have a bunch of different groups going to different classes.
One of them.
Just one of them.
Just one of them.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I begged and pleaded with Peter in order to get it done.
We're capturing the stage version of it.
Oh, the stage version. Well, I think that's going to be more
I know they do
comprehensive,
breakouts.
Right.
Breakouts in the classrooms afterwards.
Yeah.
But we're doing the stage version of it.
Cool. I think that they've been doing a lot of the practicing and read through in my library as the group, and so I've been hearing snippets here and there, and it sounds very interesting. So I think it's going to be great. I'm glad that you guys are taping it.
Yep.
Great.
Coming up for the next, if you've been part of coming to the First Thursdays concerts at the library, we had a great one just the other week. The next one's coming up is April 4th, and that's Jim Egan. He's going to be doing acoustic folk and blues music. So that should be fun.
Cool.
Yeah. One of the cool events, the teens always get the coolest events, I think.
Some of the ones that you've read off, I'm like, geez, I wouldn't mind doing that.
And I'm a superhero nerd from way back, especially the Marvel ones, and so they're doing like a...
I've always said Marvel, but Marvel.
Yeah.
But on FBN the other day, I heard him say Marvel. Have you ever heard Marvel?
No.
It's like the same people who call it
Carvel.
Carmel.
It's Carmel. Carmel ice cream. With cookie puss.
No, yeah, exactly. Cookie puss. I remember that.
And Waffy the Whale, was that the other one there?
And flying saucers.
The flying saucers are
I didn't know
awesome.
these.
You can still get those at Price Right.
Oh yeah, I've seen them there.
Were those
Carvel ice cream? There used to be a couple of franchises in the area. One was over in 16 Acres by Western New England.
Yeah.
There was one there was one at the Westgate shops too.
You could buy flying saucers, 2 cookies and the ice cream in the middle, and like a dozen flavors.
Oh really?
They were good.
That's my jam. I mean, I love cookie ice cream
sandwiches.
Those are.
Now you can just get the vanilla ones down at, and some pre-made cakes down at Price Right.
Yeah. What a waste. Anyway.
Right, so
they got a program.
So you're a Marvel geek.
Yeah, Marvel Mayhem. That's on Friday the 29th from 12:30 to 2:30, which is an early release day for students. So the kids are going to get out of school early. So we've got something cool for you to come do. And so they're going to be having a little celebration of all things Marvel. And
cool.
Of course.
That is cool.
That's up your alley.
There's also, they've done this for a few other things. They're going to do this thing, Live Clue. And so they, in essence, play the Clue game throughout the library, but this one's going to have a Marvel theme to it. So those are really fun.
Nice.
You know what? Hashtag the butler killed him. It's always the
butler did it.
I think I may have mentioned this once before, but my late great professor at library school, his name was Terry Plum, so he was Professor Plum, so he always did it in the library with the book. That's what I said on day one of class.
That's funny. Did it stick?
Yeah. So anyway, so this was a cool program for kids, you do have to register. So I should have checked before leaving. It was getting close to being full, so it may actually be full now. So I'm sorry if I'm pumping up a program that's full and you can't actually get to. But Explorology with the Enchanted Circle Theater, it's going to be a science, technology, engineering, and math, the STEM type program. And they're going to lead friends and family on hands-on sessions with fun, interactive theater games combined with engaging content centered around nonfiction book.
By the way, a listener, Carrie Dodd Ramos, says it was Fudgy the Whale.
Fudgy the Whale. Thank you, Carrie. I've been. It's been in my mind. It's been spinning. Okay, what the heck was the name of him? Yeah, Fudgy the Whale.
Fudgy the Whale. Either I just never saw this, or it's just I got a mental block on it. It sounds delicious, though.
It is.
Do they still make this or no? Is that?
I don't know if they still make Fudgy or Cookie Puss. They still make their Carvel ice cream cakes, though, which
they're big down in New Jersey.
Yeah,
New York, New Jersey.
You know what's big down there too? Baskin Robbins, which we used to have down on Elm Street back about 30-something years ago. We had a Baskin Robbins here.
Oh,
yeah.
Are there any still locally?
Not locally that I'm aware of.
So, but I've seen on Memorial Drive in Sycamore. That's a Dairy Queen.
Yeah, I see them in my travels. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
And I see A&W in my travels too, along with the Dairy Queens.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need a Dairy Queen where KFC used to be.
Oh yeah.
I think that'd be a perfect place for a Dairy Queen.
Yeah. Delicious.
People to be, powers to be, if you're actually listening to my show, Dairy Queen down on...
Look at the mold, Kenny. I think they're still making Fudgy the Whale.
That looks like Fudgy the Whale.
Nice.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you can make your own Fudgy the Whale at home as well. The mold?
No. That's their mold.
Oh, that's their mold. Okay, I thought they were saying... Okay. Going back,
I'm going to have to go out and get a Carvel ice cream cake this afternoon now.
We almost grabbed an ice cream cake for my son's birthday party on Sunday, but ended up getting regular cake. But
the Carvels, have you ever had a Carvel ice cream cake? Yeah, they're good.
It was probably the one birthday I remember as a kid where they actually sprung for the Carvel cake. It's the best.
I would get two. I would get the ice cream cake because that's what the parents really liked, and I would get the rum cake from La Fiorentina. Mm-hmm. And, I don't think I've had a slice of one of that in 25 years, I think.
I'm sure they still sell it to you.
Yeah, but, I'd go down and, I'm not just going to get one piece. I'll get two or three. And then you look at the, 3 pieces. Oh, geez, it's going to cost the same as half a cake.
Right.
And then you end up with a whole cake for like $50. I mean...
By the way, the closest stores are now Avon and Vernon.
Road trip.
I might do that.
But they sell
fresh in store.
They sell some of those though in like grocery stores.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they
Price Right.
Price Right. Yeah,
Price Right has them.
But no Fudgy the Whale.
No, but you can get fresh shakes and things like that in the store. It's an old ice cream shop.
Right.
But I like the one that was local.
Yeah. Just going back to the Explorology, that's actually a 3-week program, though. So that's Saturday the 16th, 23rd, and 30th.
3-week program, not to be confused with a 12-week program.
Or a 12-step program.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. One other big thing I did want to mention, because this is good for the parents out there. So it's a parenting workshop talking about kids' behaviors.
How not to hit your kid?
How to blow off steam without blowing your kid's head off. So it's what to do when your child has a tantrum, won't cooperate, won't listen, acts out in public, hits or bites. And besides those last two, it's my house on a daily occurrence.
Bite them back.
So that's Tuesday, March 19th from 6 to 7:30.
The timeouts work. I never had that option when I was a kid. I always got the whooping.
Yeah, I think that they work. My kids have responded. I think it depends on your child, especially if they're on the spectrum. They have different needs.
Yeah, maybe my parents tried the timeout and it didn't work for me, and the belt across the ass was the only thing that would do anything.
Yeah,
I never got a belt though.
No.
That was.
I think it was just the fact that I knew that it would actually happen if I pushed him too far.
Yeah, I had the threat. I had the threat of a belt or a beating many times.
Yes.
Yeah, I never got the crap beat out of me, but
Yeah.
I got the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now and then all it would take was to see the belt come out, then you'd start behaving.
Yeah, you turn your tune around. I had, talking about timeouts, I have a family member who said, oh, we tried, timeouts with one of our kids, but, we put her in the corner, and then, at the end of it, she was just playing and imagining and wouldn't come out of her timeout. I was like, so they're like, so we don't do it anymore. She won. I was like, wait, so you removed her from the bad behavior. She didn't go back to the bad behavior, and she was using her imagination. This sounds like a win on all levels to me. I don't know what's not working here, but, everyone's different. Everyone has their own styles and, find out what works for you. So here are some tools to maybe try some different things if you're having a kid, or either have a kid or are going to have children and want to figure out how to deal with some bad behaviors.
I am out of time.
Yeah, thanks. So we squeezed it in there.
Yeah. I made sure you got everything out.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan Paquette, for showing up as usual. I think you might be back in here soon because next week I have Chef John Slattery in the studio, and then 2 weeks from now, Making the List.
Right. I had to miss the last one, so.
Yeah. Did you hear who won?
I did. I heard a little bit of story about that.
and I got in touch with her yesterday to let her know that we are going to be doing it the last Tuesday this month. So we're, going to hope and pray that she can come in.
We could talk about my hair.
Yeah, we've just done.
We can do annual coloring.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
Later on this week.
Yeah, we can do that as well. 9:56. I'll catch you next week. That's all I got.
There's always something about coming back home. City lights approaching over the bridge and into this town. Traffic stalled but moving, and people tend to stay around. Familiar face with the same old crowd, where people still know your name. Who is who and who's to blame for silly pranks before high school games? Of hockey, football, baseball, still the same. Generations go on past, and mornings go by way too fast. We don't need another time. We don't need another vision, because we're here and now in Westfield now, still moving forward, built to last. Held on values we hold true, still raise high, red, white, and blue. We're proud this song to get the job done, make some time for a little fun. Come see what we've done today. Westfield is here to stay. Stanley Park to Little River Road, so many opportunities arose. Manufacture whips and arms and gear, the supply chain of the world starts here. Heroes rise and call upon police and fire and National Guard. Community will rise above to protect and serve in our backyard. We don't need another time. We don't need another vision. We're here now in Westfield now, still moving forward, built to last. Held on values we hold true, still raise high, red, white, and blue. We're proud and strong to get the job done, make some time for a little fun. Come see what we've done today. Westfield is here to stay. Life of Dickens days, sprinkles holiday cheer among winter's rays. Street lights days coming home from victories, losses, and parts unknown. They don't need another time. They don't need another vision. They're coming home to Westfield, Mass, still moving forward, built to last. Held on values we hold true. Still lays high, red, white, and blue. They're proud and strong to get the job done, but make some time for a little fun. Come see what they've done today. Westfield is here to stay. Here to